Yeah, it was comfortable, but you always know that in the back of your mind, you do feel that Villa and the way they're playing, especially with that mid-block and the pace they've got up front, then they're going to have a chance of scoring. So, you know, it was up to us to be a little bit more calm about the way we were doing, bring them onto us a little bit more, try and break through. But it didn't happen. Villa are a quality side in that respect. You have to see them off, Steve. You have to see them off.
But when Kai Havertz got this goal, the whole stadium was up. Everyone seemed a little bit more settled.
Yeah.
However, in fact, the year they were chasing for the title, they had a problem with 2-0s, didn't they? And that's ultimately what cost them.
Yeah, it did. And you know what as well, Steve? Once the goal, brilliant. You know, it's a great play from Trossard, who was brilliant. Oh, I thought he was fantastic today. Brilliant cross. And then Kai, you get in there, you get in front of the defender, you get it on target. That's what he's done brilliantly here. But, like, I love what Trossard's doing here on the outside, not waiting for anyone. You notice Miles Lewis-Skelly doesn't try and get round him. He's just left him on his own to have a go at him, and then brilliant from Kai to get in front of him. And at that point, you're thinking to yourself, brilliant, now we could stay calm, no panic, let's keep the ball, move it around, let Villa have to come out, and then if we could pick them off, then you pick them off. But again, you know, it didn't happen like that.
No, and the issue was, Tim, that they let 2-0 for less than 5 minutes. It was an instant response from Villa.
Absolutely, that's key. You know, you try and manage the game, just get in possession. You ain't got to score again, you're 2-0 up, just try and take the heat out of it. But, you know, that's a wonderful ball from Digne, and Tielemans comes in and a diving header. We think it's possibly Moreno comes in and gets his toe on it, and whether it hits Tielemans' head after that, but it's a good, brave, diving header. But it's all about the cross. Great delivery. Defending's not good enough. It's not good enough. You have to just be solid. You know, it's all right in hindsight. You say, oh, if Saliba was there, would have made a difference. We can ask all them questions. In fact, he wasn't there, so they have to cope. You know, other teams have to cope when they're losing big players. Arsenal have to find a way of coping. All teams do. If you want to win the Premier League, can't worry about what you haven't got. You've got to worry about what you've got and making the best of it and trying to get maximum points. And that was the key moment. They struck back too early. If they would have killed the game for 10, 15 minutes, it didn't happen. And it felt like, well, I mean, we said it, and we was watching the game, we felt if they score Villa, it could be very difficult for Arsenal.
The more you watch it and you think to yourself, can we keep the ball, can we play? Even when Villa, when they were in that position to get the ball out to Digne, you just felt like we were a little bit off it. And for Tielemans to be able to run off of Moreno and get on the inside of him like that was, it's not good enough. That's poor defending. Should never let him get that side. If he gets in front of you, you could see him, you can maybe go and block you, you can stop him. But for him to get on the inside of him there, to the point where he's now stretching, you know, it's poor defending. Brilliant from Tielemans' point of view, getting in there, causing the problem. But if you watch that from outside the box, it should have been dealt with ages ago, that run, and it wasn't. And you get punished. You get punished. Villa weren't great today, but in certain aspects of the game, they were absolutely brilliant.
You said to me many times, better to be a lucky manager than a good one. Unai Emery was about to take Ollie Watkins off. John Duran had his tracksuit top off. The number was prepared. The piece of paper was into the fourth official, and then this happened.
And then this happens, I mean, Wright, he would never have been in this position because they never ever brought him off. But Ollie was coming off. Wonderful cross to the back post, but it's poor defending. I cannot tell you how bad this is from Thomas Partey here. He has him there. He's got him in good position. Now he hasn't. He steps up. The rest of the defence drop. He needs to drop with the line. Just manage it. Head the ball. And Ollie just keeps his eye on it. And he cannot believe that misses Kai Havertz's head, and he just gets a volley on it. He's so close. Raya has no chance, goes above his head. You know, as you said, it's Unai Emery. It was one for him there. He got lucky on that one because who's to say John Duran wouldn't have done that anyway. Ollie Watkins will score goals. If you leave him on the pitch, you give him the service, he will score like Duran does when he comes off the bench.
I do feel for Thomas Partey there, though. You know, he's a right back. He's playing right back. He's a midfield player. You know, again, it comes down to the squad and the thinness of the squad. And he's been put in a position where I think Trossard, can he get closer to that cross? You can see the poor movement from Thomas Partey. He's not used to that movement. Once he's come back in, there's no way he should be leaving him to go off the back of his shoulder like that. He's got to stay with him. He cannot have that much time and space. And again, I thought that Arsenal were very dominant with the ball and played very well. Villa had their moments, And there are 2 moments there what cost us, really cost us, because they punished us. They were ruthless with them.
They're chasing one team, which is Liverpool. And I put myself, and I look at them 2 goals there, and Marino for the first one, Thomas Partey for the second one, and I look at how Liverpool would have dealt with that. And all I see is Gravenberch. Gravenberch does the ugly side of the game. He's responsible. He sees it. He defends. He helps out his defenders. I think these Arsenal players play for themselves too much to say, well, that's my job. I'm a midfield player. I feel for Thomas because he's not a right back. They're asking him to do a job because it needs must at the moment because of the injury problems they have. But you need to be diligent. You need to do your job. You need to be responsible for your team. Unfortunately, the 2 central midfield players, one playing right back today in Thomas Partey, have cost them today because they haven't been willing to put their bodies on the line and do their jobs properly. They're just intent of just waiting to get the ball forward and then they want to join in. We can all want to join in and play and go forward and create chances and score goals. Sometimes you have to put tackles in. You have to get your goal side. You have to head the ball out of the box. They're not doing that well enough. Whereas Gravenberch for Liverpool is doing all that and more.
OK, let's hear from the man who did punish Arsenal with that second goal. Killer goal in the end, Ollie Watkins.
Ollie, what a fight back. Just how satisfied can you be with that point today?
Yeah, I think really satisfied, you know, going 2-0 down and then bringing it back and then pushing on, looking like we could get a third. I think, you know, it's massive to go 2-0 down at the Emirates is tough to come back from behind, and obviously we did that. We rescued a point, so yeah, it's positive.
You were about to come off, and then you scored.
Oh, really? I didn't realise.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't realise that. To be fair, I was disappointed that I did come off. Obviously, I want to play as many minutes as possible. I felt like I was having a good game, so yeah, it was. Yeah, obviously the manager's decision. Do whatever I can to help the team, but obviously I want to play as many minutes as possible.
What a finish! Talk me through it.
To be fair, I was in 2 minds, kind of. I didn't know whether to take a touch and then finish or hit it first time, and so many things were going through my mind at that moment, but I just thought, yeah, just to make contact with it, hit the target, and yeah, it was nice to see it go in.
Yeah, John Duran was stood there about to come on just before you did score, and then obviously Unai told him to sit back down and put his jacket on. But what does that competition do for you, and how much does it motivate you? Do you like the competition?
Yeah, I think you know, it's good to have competition. It's never nice to be comfortable, and it's always good to be kept on your toes. So you can see what John can do. He's an unbelievable young player with so much talent. You've seen some of the goals he's scored this year, so it speaks for itself. But I think you need healthy competition.
Every squad.
Aston Villa 2 points off the top 4 as things stand. Is that very much the focus now for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think, you know, just take it game by game, see what happens. We had a bit of a sticky patch. We came out from that, and we started to pick up some points, and now the league table looks quite tight. So, you know, we're just focusing on the next game. We got the Champions League game now on Tuesday, so recover and get ready for that, and then go again.
Brilliant, thanks, Ollie. Good luck midweek.
Cheers, thank you.
A big smile from the boyhood Arsenal fan. Not too many smiles on the current Gunners supporters, though. The reaction...
Run past him and then have a party. When we watch it again, I mean, I can't believe...
That tells the story.
And that's me, isn't it?
It wasn't it?
It
wasn't me, anyway.
Yeah.
No, I mean, listen, that's the difference, isn't it? I think you look at Liverpool today and you're thinking they're going to come away with a point from Brentford, but they've got that little bit extra to go and get 2 goals at the end, and probably could have ended up being 3 or 4. But tonight, I'm just looking at Arsenal, and I'm with Merce. I don't think they've got that X factor, have they? That's just going to go and get them results. And tonight I thought if they go and get a third and win 3-2, you start to think, is it Arsenal's hit? Can they go and come up with something and go on a good run? It's going to be a long night for that young man, I think, though.
I want to hear what he's saying, actually.
Someone's took his wallet.
Well, it must feel... from Arsenal's perspective, like they have had their pockets pinched tonight by Aston Villa. They were 2-0 up, cruising it seemed, and Villa have snatched 2 points from them. And that point means they are still in 7th place. They've gone above Manchester City, and they're edging closer to the top 4. The top 5 might well be enough for Champions League football next season, but you see the impact at the top of the table in particular. What a day for Liverpool. 2 stoppage time goals to take them on to 50 points, and Arsenal drop 2 points. They are 6 behind and Liverpool, the leaders, still have a game in hand. We should also mention Nottingham Forest, who could join Arsenal on 44 points when they take on Southampton tomorrow. Lee Hendry and Paul Merson are here. The big talking point then, which, I think there was a big groan from Arsenal fans perhaps when they saw this in the stadium. It seemed clear, but what's your take on it, Paul?
Well, it's handball. But it's just plain out that the rules are, if it hits your hand. I mean, I can't believe Havertz has run away. I mean, what's he think?
Well, the rules are you can't score off your hand.
Exactly, and it's hit his arm, it's gone in. I think the keeper either saves it or it's going wide, and it's hit his hand. He's run off like. I can understand if it's in the Championship, you're going to get away with it. There's no VAR.
The thing is, I mean, as a player, surely you know it's hit you. Well, we know the rules these days,
but it's 3 minutes to go. What are you going to do?
I know. I'm just saying, you're not going to celebrate, I suppose, but it's quite clear.
Maybe you've been trying to convince yourself that it hasn't hit your hand.
Yeah, maybe.
So, but if it's your arm, it's your arm, and you feel
it. But it's plain to see, it's not.
And he's trying to say it's his chest.
It's not a tight one.
Did it not hit his chest?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right, let's bring you some live reaction because it's a brilliant point this for Aston Villa. We shouldn't forget that. And Ollie Watkins has been chief nuisance maker yet again against Arsenal. I'm not sure how popular you're going to be around the Emirates, Ollie,